I was about 5 years old, this is the early 40s, I had a dog, Tippy, and Tippy ran out of the yard into the alley, and he ran over to Larchmont. And I said to my mother, I've got to go after Tippy. And she said, no, we can't go after Tippy. He's over there on Larchmont. We can't go over there. That was the last I ever saw my dog.
Tyerman Avenue, just a half block from my house, was the demarcation line. My first exposure, however, to the white community was when I got my paper out and went across, because my route was across Tyerman. The houses looked better than ours. The lawns looked better than ours. So as I would walk those streets every day, throwing papers on the porch and looking at the houses and looking at the lawns, this guy said, one day I'm going to have a house just like that, or my lawn's going to look just like that, you know.
To buy a house and make it into a home. For over 300 years, Detroiters have been doing it. And in so doing, they have shaped the city we know today. But for most of that time, the ability to live anywhere was a privilege reserved for a few.
Well, statistics will show that we're one of the most segregated states and one of the most segregated cities in the United States. So there's work to be done. It's not just about diversity, but it is about inclusion. We need to be inclusive. And part of that is, I think, realizing what's going on in this region, in this state, in Detroit, over the last 40, 50, 60 years.
In the 1930s and 40s, the Federal Housing Administration's policies prohibited their approving loans in racially mixed areas.
Well, the FHA of that era was in lockstep with the systems that existed, the segregated systems, and the laws that were in existence at that time.
Real estate agents, encouraged by the FHA's racist policies, divided the city into white neighborhoods and black neighborhoods.
Real estate agents were the worst. They were the worst. They kept black neighborhoods black and white neighborhoods white.
Now, those were not only white realtors, but those were black realtors also. We had some black realtors who made it very, very big in those days by using scare tactics.
More often than not, these racial boundaries doubled as social economic barriers. African American neighborhoods faced predatory lending, low property values, and high crime rates.
Everybody's aware of the 1943 riot. And I don't know, I don't remember any specific details of that riot, but it seemed to me like a week after that riot, my mother took my brother and myself down Tyerman to Grand River, which was a commercial area. And we went there to shop, buy things, clothes, etc. And as we were crossing the street, my mother was holding our hands, and there was a white woman with her 2 children crossing that same street. And the child yelled out to us, "Hey, stinking niggers." And my mother just held us tightly as if, don't even respond.
In an effort to build more inclusive and sustainable communities, the Michigan Roundtable, with the support from the Ford Foundation, the Andrus Family Fund, and the Skillman Foundation, is embarking on a project that will address the institutional racism and inequality within the Detroit community. An examination of the FHA's role in the creation of this inequity will become the background for the first phase of the housing project.
The Michigan Roundtable has formed a partnership with Wayne State University School of Law to conduct a mock trial in the fall of 2009.
The importance of the mock trial was really to provide an opportunity for students and the community to get together and review the evidence of the discrimination that went into the Federal Housing Authority throughout our country's history.
This will show how it came to be that African Americans live in the parts of the city that they live in, that they could not get out even though they wanted to because of redlining and restrictive covenants and lending practices.
oftentimes have students in my class, when we talk about the Fair Housing Act, ask why we needed a Fair Housing Act. And to actually ask that question, you have to delve into the history. Why do we have the laws we have today?
The value to a law student, is that the way we want our system to operate? I don't think so. But we let it happen. We let it happen for many years.
So it's crucial that students can understand that the law can be a double-edged sword and that it can be used for good, but it can and has been used to harm not just certain members of our community, but ultimately our entire community.
If we don't do that and have that aha moment and say, all right, now I know why we're here, we really can't understand each other and we can't move forward with each other. And that's what we're trying to do here at the Roundtable.